And I'm going to go ahead and pass the ball to Denise and unmute Denise. Denise, you're unmuted, and here you have the ball. Go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you're here. We have lots that I want to do with you tonight. I do have something I called homework. We might have two somethings for homework because I actually am going to have a time where you're going to get on and do something with this program. We're going to start just by going over a few of the details of it, but at least a half an hour I want to have for you to be doing some activities with Rewordify. I know a lot of you were here 2 weeks ago, and also some of you did the demo in case you were going to join. And I think with that, you've got enough understanding to catch up to what we're doing now. So the first thing I wanted to do was do a really quick review of Rewordify. I'm going to talk about why it's good to get students a login. Definitely you should get a login, but it's really good if you can get students to do a login as well. You can share your documents. Those are the things that you have selected. You can share them as a teacher to your class, or they can share theirs as just regular users. What we're really going to concentrate on today is the Learning Sessions tutorial. This is what students can do with this as a learner. They can learn vocabulary words, and they can also monitor their own learning using this program. And then we're going to do I'm going to do a couple of demos with you, and then let you go through and follow the instructions and do it on your own to create learning sessions. And then after you do the learning session, I want you to monitor your own learning, and you can see how it changes as you learn more vocabulary. So we'll go on to the objectives. I want you to know how to share documents, and you'll need to know this more for the third time we'll meet. We'll talk about if you actually use this with your whole classroom, you can actually share documents to your whole class. I want to talk about why you should log in and create your free account, and your students should do it too. We'll really look a lot today at the My Learning and My Documents page, because that's where you see your learning, your progress, your history, and the documents that you have created. And then I also want you to create learning sessions and complete them. Creating them means that you have to actually select vocabulary words that you're going to learn, and then completing them means that you're actually going to learn them and get tested on them. So they'll go to your My Learning and show your progress. The reason you want to log in is first of all, you can create a public document that anybody can search and use, or you can create a document that has a secret link. And if you give that link to someone, they can go and get it. So that's kind of a nice way. If you don't want it for the whole world, you can just use it for your own class. Your last settings, if you log in, the last settings you use are saved and automatically loaded when you log on. Also, you can create customized word lists that will let you rewordify any word or phrase. We'll actually do that in the third session. As a teacher, you definitely might want to do that. So we'll look at that more in the third session when we use for the classroom. You can stop and restart multiple learning sessions. So students can be working on 5 different documents, and they could learn the words from one document, and they interrupted, it's the end of class, whatever. They stop. Well, it's going to come back exactly where they were when they stopped. And they can be working on several types of learning sessions from several types of documents. One thing that's really cool is once the student learns a word, if it appears again in any text, it's typically not going to rewordify that word. So that word won't be chosen or shown as a difficult word because the program knows the student already knows that word. That's pretty cool. You can view your history, your vocabulary learning, and the total reading time. So the time you spend on the site, I think, is what they really call the reading time, that you're reading the text, selecting difficult words. It actually tracks that. There's also something where, I don't know if some people really get into learning points and learning stars. I'm not into it personally, but I know for classroom use, it's really fun for people to see how many points they get and how many stars they get. So they have a program for that kind of extrinsic reward system, whether you're doing it for yourself or in a classroom setting. So it's kind of cool if you can get your students to go ahead and create their own accounts. When you want to share your documents, This is also on the demo. If you'll notice, any of you who were last time or did the demo, the green up here shows you that this is a screenshot from the demo. We're not going to do the demo for this, but I just want to show you when you share documents, you do have to log in. But once you share your document, you can go and change it, you can delete it, you can make it public, you can make it readable only by link. And the place that you do that, if you notice on the screen, let me bring down the drawing tools. You see here it's highlighted share. This page, you cannot see the page here, I'm sorry about that, but it's called My Learning My Documents page. Whenever you go to My Learning My Documents page, you'll see these 5 links, these 5 little buttons up here. They're really nice, and the share is right here. Actually, anytime you go into Rewordify, you'll see this. You'll see the share right there on the main page. I'm going to go to the next slide. This is a tutorial that I just said, I like this tutorial. This tutorial shows you how you can learn learning sessions without being logged on, because it does happen sometimes. I know, especially if you've got a class and you haven't had them for long and they're not good with computers, they may not have email. You can use this without logging on, but also it shows you how to use the learning sessions if you are logged on. So I want to play this now. Anne-Marie, do you think this will play?
Can you hear me?
It's a link. Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me.
I'm going to share my screen.
Well, videos does not work very well. You can try it.
Let's try it and see how it goes.
Let's just try and then see. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go see. Now, to get here, everyone should start seeing my screen now. This is the main page. Up here under Help, if you click on Help, it has, I told you last time, it has so much help. I love the Help section. And there's a video tutorials here. One of the video tutorials is called Learning Sessions. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to play it and see. Now, Anne-Marie, you'll have to let me know how it comes across, okay?
You know what? I have another idea. If you can give the link, click on the link and put it in the chat pod for everybody, and have everybody go and take a few minutes to look at it.
Okay, we'll do that.
How's that? Let's do that.
Yeah, if that's going to work better, let's just do it right now. I just sent it. So everyone, go to your chat box, please, at the bottom right, and you'll see a link right there. If you click on that link, it is about a 7-minute video, but it's a really good video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play it as well right now, so I'll know about when the time is up. So you'll have about 7 minutes, and the video itself is 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So
we do have several people that are calling in on a cell phone. So everybody, I think you can go back and forth between the chat pod and the screen. If you can't do that, just try to follow along with Denise. And we'll start. Let's do 7 minutes, right, Denise? Starting right now. Okay.
And you'll see most of what you need to. And I'm going to watch it too, just because I saw it yesterday. I'm going to watch it again. Better mute myself, though, in case it interferes. You want to mute me?
Yes, I will mute you. Okay. All right. Denise, if we mute you, they can't hear it.
It's an interactive word learning experience where you see new words, hear them, and spell them multiple times. It shows you how words are used in
Denise, don't mute yourself. If you mute yourself, they can't hear it.
Stop them and complete them at your convenience. This site quizzes you as you go along.
I'm going to keep you live, Denise.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to turn it off?
No. Keep it because I can hear it. I think everybody can hear it. So just keep it on.
Okay.
Simply looking up a definition. Why? Because of a repetitive multimodal approach. In other words, it shows you the definition multiple times. You hear the word multiple times, and you type the word multiple times. This guided practice helps you remember more words. An advantage of registering an account and logging in is that you can engage in multiple learning sessions. Each session can contain from 1 to 10 words. Also, when you're logged in, the site stops rewordifying words that you've learned, customizing its operation to your unique needs. Here's how to launch a learning session if you're not logged in. Let's say you just rewordified some text. At the top of the window is a purple bar. Click one of the numbers, and you'll be taken to a learning session that helps you learn some of the words in the text you were just reading. See the URL at the top? That's a unique URL just for that learning session. You can bookmark it or mark it as a favorite. As you go through the learning session, the site keeps track of where you were. You can stop the learning session anytime you like. Later, when you revisit that URL, you'll continue right where you left off. Here's how to launch a learning session. First, let's look at the page that comes up after you log in. It's called the My Learning, My Documents page, and it has 3 sections. As always, you can click or tap the little question marks to learn more about any area of the screen. The first section, Words I've Learned, shows words for which you've completed a learning session. In most cases, the site will no longer rewordify those words. The second section, Words I'm Learning, shows you words which are a part of a learning session you haven't yet finished. If you click any of these words, you'll be brought right back to where you left off in the learning session for that word. Every time you start a learning session, the words in that learning session remain in this section until you learn them. The bottom section, Words I Want to Learn, are words you clicked on and added to this list while you were reading rewordified text. Here's how that works. Let's say that you're reading some reworded text while you're logged in. When you click on a hard word, you'll see this Learn This Word Later section. Just click it, and that will add the word to the Words I Want to Learn section. Now we'll click on the My Learning, My Documents link to return to the My Learning page. If we scroll down, you'll see the word you just clicked on was added to this list. You can start a learning session on these words too. Just click one of the buttons at the top of the list. Here's what a learning session actually looks like. Doing a learning session couldn't be easier. Let's start one. Click on one of these words, and it brings you back to the learning session for that word. All you have to do is click the Begin Learning button and get started. But before we do that, notice the Practice with Flashcards button. That lets you at any time to practice by using online flashcards. The buttons are self-explanatory. Whenever you like, click Return to Learning Session, and you'll be brought back to exactly where you left off. Let's click the button to get started. Just follow the instructions in this panel and go through the session step by step.
The phrase attuned to means tuned into, very aware of. Type the phrase attuned to. Type the phrase attuned to, which is spelled A-T-T-U-N-E-D space T-O.
As you see, you go through the site step by step, and it will teach you all the words. At any time, you can stop the session and return to it whenever you like. As you use the site, keep your eye on the Words I've Learned part of your My Learning page. If you put some time into learning, you'll soon have lots of words in this list, and you'll be on your way to being a better reader more quickly